Oh, Brent is here. Come on, Brent, step on over.
Are you planning on speaking tonight, Brent?
I don't think I'm signed up to. I literally just landed in DC.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Brent, what is the association's position on House Bill 151?
We're not supportive of House Bill 151. The clear data that we have from the school district shows that when you concentrate students of poverty into schools beyond a certain point, it's very detrimental, and there isn't enough Title I money to overcome the negative impact of that. And House Bill 151 would do just that. It would concentrate students from low-income families into schools in much higher concentrations than they are now, and there isn't enough Title I funding to overcome the adverse effects of that.
So Jefferson County schools right now, they have an issue right now with some of their schools are not as diverse as they would like them to be.
Yeah, some of our schools.
This would not help it?
Some of our schools are not as diverse as we would like them to be, and not as diverse as they ideally should be. But we are doing what we can with the student assignment plan to make that better. House Bill 151 would make that worse.
Do you think the current state of busing, how it is now, is the answer, or is there somewhere in between?
What we do know is what we're doing now helps kids to be more successful. It reduces the concentration of poverty in schools and gets students into schools that are higher achieving, which is good for those Title I low-income students. So it helps both the schools where they would reside and it helps the students when they attend the other school. Plus, it exposes students to the diversity that's in our community, which is an important part of what our public schools are supposed to do.
What about parents who say, or there's people who are in support of this bill that say parents can't get to schools and participate and cannot come to CTA meetings or parent-teacher conferences because they live so far away and they can't get to whatever school they're assigned to? Have you heard those concerns with teachers in the district?
I think those are valid concerns, but the bottom line is their kids achieve better at those schools than they would at the schools where they would have otherwise attended based on the district's data. Even though the schools they attend don't receive extra federal funding for pullouts, interventions after school and all that. When you have a kindergartner that comes in and neither parent has gone to college, they may have a 10 times smaller vocabulary than students whose both parents went to college. But when they're mixed in a classroom, the students pick that vocabulary up from one another, and that's really important because it's foundational for literacy, reading and other forms of literacy, and that's really powerful. It makes a difference for kids in ways that adults can't. That student-to-student interaction is really powerful. That's how human beings learn at early ages. And that's something that you can't really reproduce in an adult-to-student way. And that's why we see the benefits of